Hey everyone, welcome back to Curious Minds. In today's video, we would like to share with you all an animated representation of different stages of excitement, nervousness, confusion, fear, and various other feelings we went through as Indian immigrants dreaming about coming to USA and starting a new life. So let me tell you how it all started. We were young, somewhat foolish, big on risk taking and high on the hopes of what can be achieved in the land of the free. Influenced by Hollywood movies, we started imagining our very own The American Dream. And no matter how tedious the process seemed, we were ready to take it all in our stride. So the journey began with preparation for GRE and TOEFL. So after the endless hours of studying and clearing GRE and TOEFL, the next challenge was to find affordable universities and send applications. Now, can you imagine going to an internet cafe and dealing with the not so good internet connection in those days? Comment below if you're from a generation when having internet or Wi-Fi at home was a rare thing. Anyways, after a couple of months of waiting anxiously, the first acceptance letter arrived by courier. We were all jubilant about it. Parents felt proud of us, and now the news that their child was going to America started to spread. So the next step was getting a student visa. We started collecting the endless documentation to show the immigration officer that we were worth 10 times more than we actually were. We made sure not to even mention about the education loan that we were going to seek. We foolishly started counting every penny our parents had, every piece of jewelry mom owned, and even the house that we were living in. We were ready to put it all on the line just for this dream, the dream of coming to the United States of America. And let me not forget how naive we were when we thought that the immigration officer believed in all this facade we had created. Nevertheless, we got the student visa, and now came the real challenge, and that was getting the education loan. Now, we actually had to come up with the money that would be required to pay all the expenses in USA. After the numerous rounds to the bank and tons of paperwork, we somehow got over this hurdle too, and that brought another round of excitement. After this came my favorite part, that was shopping. And we shopped for everything, winter clothes, shoes, food, and whatnot, as if we were moving to North Pole. And I won't lie, it really felt like we were moving to North Pole because we knew what kind of weather we would have to endure in Michigan. Nonetheless, after we packed all the bags that an airline would allow on board, the big day finally arrived. We finally got on the plane, our very first time ever on a flight, let alone an international one. We were in such high spirits that even a 25-hour-long journey didn't feel tiring at all. I mean, seriously, and now we complain about flying more than 4 hours on a plane, and we come up with excuses like, my back hurts, the seats are too cramped, the food is yucky. Never mind, I'm digressing. So after this long journey, here we were in a new country, making new friends, adjusting to a new lifestyle and new people around us. The international department of the school really did a good job of getting everyone together and having dinner parties so people don't feel homesick. But we were not homesick. We were busy eating, drinking, partying, and somewhat studying in between. And before we realized, we were 25 pounds heavier, and now the American way of life was starting to show its true colors. On a good note, we were fortunate enough to start working on a CPT within 8 months after we landed in US. Life was good. We were making tons of money, and we were even able to pay off some of our education loan. We were about to finish our masters and file for H-1B visa. This was still 2009, so there were not many applications due to the financial crisis. So there was no lottery. Mostly everyone who applied for H-1B got the visa. So we never had to go on our OPT. We were comfortable in our H-1B life. Eventually, we even filed for I-140 and got in the line for our green card, which we thought would be just a matter of 3 to 4 years before we get a green card. And then after 5-6 years went by and there was no hope for getting a green card anytime soon, the frustration started to build up. We started to blame the immigration system and how it wasn't fair to the Indian population. We would wait for the visa bulletin every month and get disappointed over and over again. So after the famous 2016 elections, if you know what I mean, Green card seemed even more difficult, and finally we started to search for options other than being on H-1B. But quickly we realized that there were not many alternatives other than moving to a new country and starting all over again. So we decided to rather wait than disrupt our lives, but the fear and anxiety existed. What happens if your company decides to lay you off? What if the economy takes downturn like it did in 2008? What if the immigration policies change, and so on? Just around this time, we learned from a friend about the Express Entry program in Canada and how they had gotten their PR within 7 months. That did tempt us to apply for PR, but we procrastinated because you all know we always have that hope, and it's not easy to give away the hard-earned, comfortable life and start new again. But by 2018, we knew we didn't want to live in that false hope. So we decided to apply for PR as a backup plan and got our process started. One thing happened after the other so quickly that within a year we had received our PR. And after considering all the advantages of having a PR over H-1B, we decided to move to Canada for good. And this is how our story changed from an American dream to a Canadian dream. We really hope that you can revisit some of your memories looking at our story and find your own dream. So this is it from us for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, have a wonderful day and stay curious.